Hey there guys, this is Game Sam, and today I'm going to teach you how to play Satisfactory. Alright, so first thing first, you want to fall from space and step out onto a beautiful alien planet unmarred by the technological pursuits of man. For now, you're going to break your drop pod, grab some nuts, and the berries. And sure, you might as well grab some leaves while you're at it, these have to be good for something. Find some iron, slay its angry armadillo guardian, and get digging. And now it's time to construct the first of many man-made structures on this pristine, verdant world. This is our hub, and from here we can craft and unlock all sorts of things. But the hub demands tribute. Its avarice knows no bounds. Let's see, what does it want here first? 10 iron rods? I don't even have 1 iron rods. Luckily, you can pound the ore we just collected into ingots. And then you can hammer those ingots into rods. As you can see, crafting is done by clicking this dumb yellow rectangle. And clicking it as little as possible is more or less your goal in this game. And there we go. First hub upgrade complete. It looks like for the next one we need some plates as well. So let's dig some more iron and get back to clicking this stupid piece of shit. You're going to want to upgrade the hub again. But first, I recommend building a workshop, which you can use to craft some handy-dandy tools, like the portable miner. Toss it down here, and now you no longer have to gather iron ore manually. Nice. You do still have to turn it into ingots, though. Upgrade the hub again, and it looks like we'll need some copper before we can make much more progress. Copper? Copper! There you are. Drop another portable miner up on the copper, and now that you have copper, you can build a smelter, which you'll have to power with your biomass burner. Let's just wire that up, and I knew collecting all those leaves was a good idea. Now you can just toss your iron ore in here, and it'll smelt it into ingots without involving that filthy yellow rectangle. Run over here and grab some ore, then run over here and grab some more, then run over here and swap the ore for ingots, then run over here and flatten those ingots with the help of our enormous muscles. For now, you only have the 1 smelter, so you'll still have to forge copper ingots manually. And after making some wire, bada bing bada boom, it's time for another hub upgrade. Grab, swap, grab, craft, smelter number 2, and now you'll want to drop some constructors, which will do some of that crafting for you. The less time you can waste touching that disgusting, putrid, good-for-nothing little box, the better. Unfortunately, to route power to more than 1 machine, you'll need power poles, and those take concrete, which you get from limestone, which we haven't found. But now we have. Just grab some of that, and oh god, should I feel bad about killing all of this local fauna? Nah. Ooh, and what have we here? Some quartz. That's just gotta be good for something. And now that you have concrete, you can build a power pole, and just like that, you never have to craft a copper wire again. Let's go drop a portable miner on the limestone. I really should have done this the first time I came down here. And we'll set up our other constructors to automatically produce iron plates and concrete. Grab the ore, put it in the smelters, grab the ingots, put them in the constructors, grab some more ore, back to the smelters, back to the constructors. If it's starting to feel like you've become a delivery boy bowing to the whims of the machines, fear not. With the next hub upgrade, you've unlocked conveyor belts, which will do the delivery work for you. But first, you have to pick everything up and move it around so that you don't find yourself making conveyor belt spaghetti. Bing, bang, boom. Wait, what was that noise? Ah, well, shit. It looks like the biomass burner can't keep up with this many machines. But that's nothing another hub upgrade can't fix. Just like that, we have a second biomass burner. Now that everything is back up and running, collecting the materials for another hub upgrade is no sweat. And with that, we've unlocked Miner Mark 1s. Oh, baby, now this is the good stuff. These guys are like the portable miners, but they can put the ore they dig up directly onto conveyor belts, which means that there are that many fewer errands to worry about running. You will, however, have to move everything around again if you want this to make sense. Place your iron miners here, and give them each their own smelter, and give them each their own constructor, and hook it all up with conveyor belts, and you might as well go ahead and upgrade the limestone mine as well, and give it a constructor to automatically produce concrete, and put that on the rock? Yep. And run that through the ground? Sure, why not? And let's go hook up the copper as well. We've really started stepping up our automation game, but our power consumption is also climbing steeply. It looks like it's time for another biomass burner. And this will make the copper wire, and oh, come on, what is it this time? Wow, we are just out of leaves. Well, we can fix that. And, ooh, what's this? Definitely grab that. One of those hub upgrades gave you the ability to turn leaves and wood into biomass, which I think is more efficient to burn than the raw materials. And now, after you load your burners up, you should be good to go for a little while. The hub is actually fully upgraded now, but it will still accept sacrifices in exchange for new technologies. So load it up, push this big red circle, and launch those screws and wires and stuff right into space. The red circle is a beautiful thing. Strong, steadfast, dependable. The yellow rectangle cowers in its shadow. You want to click this bad boy as much as possible. Now you can build a molecular analysis machine which will analyze some of the random junk you've been finding and let you unlock some cool stuff you can't get through the hub. Click the red circle again. Oh, yeah. And now you have access to conveyor belt mergers and splitters, which are some of the most useful structures in the game. Observe, here I'll build another constructor right next to the one making copper wires. Currently, the copper smelter is outputting ingots twice as fast as the constructor is using them. By dropping a splitter here, we can allow our smelter to feed 2 constructors at once, effectively doubling copper wire output. Nice. It would be a shame to have to keep crafting cables by hand, so you might as well feed one of these copper wire constructors into a cable constructor. And you can actually give your iron rod construction the same treatment. Double up on constructors, add a splitter, and feed one of your iron rod constructors right into a screw constructor. And congratulations! At this point, you're automatically producing all of the basic materials, so all that's left to do is run around collecting them from your various constructors and bringing it back to the hub to complete more milestones. Iron production's kind of slow. Between the 2 impure nodes, we're only producing 60 ore a minute. I wonder if there are any more iron nodes nearby. Hey, that's pretty close. Ooh, normal. Normal. Can't you see that I'm busy surveying? And a third normal. Each normal node outputs 60 ore a minute, so if we placed mines on all of these, it would quadruple our iron output, bringing us up to 240 ore a minute. So I mean, yeah. Okay, so the tutorial is going to start ramping up just a bit. If you followed along up to this point, great job, but now it's time to kick this up a gear. Head back to your hub and click the red button, set up 6 smelters to handle ore input from all 3 mines. Drop some constructors down behind 3 of the smelters. These will handle iron plate production. Use conveyor belt mergers to combine iron plate outputs, and route them back to base where you can store them in a storage container. Feel free to just go ahead and dismantle all of your iron production up here so you can place these constructors down below. Launch some more stuff into space. Place some constructors to handle iron rod production, and what the hell is that? A green power slug. Yeah, you're definitely going to want to pick that up. Unfortunately, each iron rod constructor only consumes 15 ingots a minute, so for each smelter, you need 2 constructors. Where should you put these? Just stack them up. Use splitters and conveyor lifts to route ingots into all of your rod constructors equally, and use more lifts to route the rods back down into one combined stream, which you can run back to base right alongside your plates. Currently, you should be outputting 90 rods a minute, and a Mark I conveyor belt can only handle 60, but that's okay, because some of the rods will be turned into screws. Each screw constructor consumes 10 rods a minute, so 3 screw constructors consume all of the rods from 2 rod constructors. You can just reroute those from here and split those up. And now you should be producing 60 plates, 60 rods, and 120 screws every minute, but we're not done quite yet. Split off half of your plate output, build your first assembler, which can take 2 components and craft them together into more complex materials than a constructor can make. Via mergers and splitters, you can get half of your screws flowing into that assembler, and the other half flowing out as extra output. This assembler will be making reinforced iron plates, which happen to take 30 plates and 60 screws a minute, and outputs 5 plates. Iron factory production is now 30 plates, 60 rods, 60 screws, and 5 reinforced plates every minute. Routing everything from the factory back to base seems like kind of a pain, so let's just move base down here. Set up a nice row of storage containers for our factory output. Rods can just flow up over this, I guess. Set up another row of storage containers, move your concrete constructor, and pipe in all of your copper wire, cable, and concrete. You're probably running low on biofuel around now, so it's time to craft a chainsaw. Another exciting way to destroy this beautiful landscape. Hey, more quartz. Every tree we saw down gives a bunch of wooden leaves, which you can craft into solid biofuel and use to get everything back up and running. The next milestone requires rotors, and as you continue to advance technologically, you'll find that they're useful for all sorts of things. A rotor assembler consumes 100 screws a minute, but currently we're only outputting 60 excess screws, so let's build another row of screw constructors just on top of the one below. Route another 30 rods over to these bad boys and split as necessary. Route the 80 screws output by 2 of those constructors back down and combine with another 20. I was already splitting the output of this constructor in half to feed the reinforced iron plate assembler. The other half was flowing off into our storage container, so we'll just use it here instead. Make sure to use Mark II conveyor belts for any throughput over 60 a minute. Our excess screw count is now up to 80 a minute, but that's fine. We'll find something to do with those later. Head over to the nearest forest and just destroy as much nature as possible. What's that orb? What are those dudes? Shit, they shoot fire. Run away from these guys. Make sure to continue to collect biomass as you flee in a serpentine fashion. And wow, he's still chasing me? Alright, fine, bring it on. Okay, he got me pretty low, but at least I was able to harvest his organs. So far, I've been crafting all of the biofuel I've needed by hand, which means that I've been getting a bit too personal with Mr. Yellow Rectangle. So go ahead and set up a constructor to convert biomass into solid biofuel. Turning the wooden leaves into biomass manually doesn't take too long, so feel free to keep doing that by hand. Route your excess screws back to base, and combine all of the rods from one of your 2 constructors, not making screws, with half the rods from the other, to send a little over 20 rods a minute to the rotor assembler. It consumes exactly 20, but the little bit extra is no big deal. Just route that back through here, and maybe up around here, and then into this lift, and perfect. Rotor production should be good to go. Overall factory production is now at 30 plates, 80 screws, 5 reinforced plates, 4 rotors, and like 10 or maybe 7.5 rods every minute. You should be just about done with all of the Tier 2 milestones, with a huge excess of materials lying around, so now's a good time to build your space elevator. The hub is pretty good at launching stuff into space, but it's not space elevator good. Filling this up with whatever it asks for will unlock new milestones in the hub. As you can see here, we're going to have to fill this thing with smart plating, which can only be made by an assembler out of rotors and reinforced plates. Luckily, we just built a whole factory to make those things exactly. Concrete is actually starting to become a bit of a bottleneck, so go ahead and set up another limestone mine. This node is also impure, but that's okay. Doubling concrete output should be enough for now. Now that we're filling up on rotors slowly but surely, we can push the red button again, and let's start producing that smart plating as well. An assembler only makes 2 a minute, so it's a good idea to get a bit of a jump on this. Just send it half of your rotors and reinforced iron plates, and it should be ready to launch in under half an hour. You could double the speed with another assembler, but there's plenty to do while you wait. Collect more biomass, do some research in the MAM, finish off the last Tier 2 milestone, make base navigation faster and more enjoyable with some of the jump pads you recently unlocked. Realize that you forgot to make this belt a Mark II, and as a result, your rotor production was only at 60% capacity. Do this. More MAM research. See if there's any Caterium deposits nearby. And wow, 500 meters is actually really close. Hello there. Can't quite reach. Well, my hand is spasming, but that's okay. Oh my god, I'm stuck. Oh my god, I don't have any chainsaw fuel. Is this how I die? Wait a minute. Oh, nice. And freedom. And there's our Caterium. Just on the other side of this endless death chasm. But it'll take more than that to stop us. Unfortunately, we don't yet have a way of clearing out these big boulders, so we can't set up a Mark I miner here yet. Wow, I think this must be the edge of the map. Ooh, nuts! Might as well dig some of this up while you're out here. You can use it to do some more research in the MAM. And hey, another slug. And what the heck is this black stuff? Sam ore. Oh, this has got to be good. Might as well check for quartz as well. And 1,500 meters is a bit far for now. By now your space elevator should be chock full of smart plating and ready to launch. And with this, we gain access to 2 new tiers of technology back at the hub. Starting with a fuel alternative, that means never having to go biomass hunting again. but we'll leave that for later. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next time.